The bar hummed like a wasp nest, dim, loud, expensive on purpose. I stood by the high top near the back, nursing a drink I didn't want, coat still on. My friend bailed last minute, but I stayed. I told myself I didn't care. I lied well. Jake's voice drifted from the corner booth before I even saw him. She let herself go. Got fat, you know? The words didn't land like a punch. They landed like ice water in the lungs. Paralyzing. Quiet, dude, someone laughed. I didn't turn yet. Jake again, louder now, playing for laughs. I mean, she used to be hot. But after we moved in? Like, sweatpants became her whole vibe. I should have gotten hazard pay. More laughter. I turned then. Slowly. He hadn't seen me. Of course he hadn't. I was 10 feet away. Invisible, that's brutal, man, said a guy with a weak beard and a louder shirt. Jake shrugged like he was giving a TED talk. I'm just being honest. You know? I tried to motivate her. But you can't fix lazy. My voice didn't break when I said it. You always did mistake cruelty for honesty. The table stilled. Jake froze mid-sip. Then, slow as clockwork, he looked up. His eyes flicked to mine, and in them, a flicker, recognition, surprise, calculation. Eva. I didn't move. Jake. He stood, hands lifted in a half-joke. Hey. Wow. Didn't know you were here. You mean alive? More silence. Few of his friends looked anywhere but at me. Jake cleared his throat. It was just a joke. You know how guys talk. Right. I remember. I looked at the man beside him. Do your girlfriends know how you talk about them after? He blinked. Jake laughed, too loud. Eva, come on. Don't make this weird. I didn't make it anything. You did. He tried to reach for charm. Look, I'm sorry if that sounded bad. I wasn't trying to, you were trying to get a laugh. I stepped closer. And you did. His smile cracked. You're taking this too seriously. No. I'm just finally hearing it clearly. The guy with the beard muttered, damn. Jake's jaw tightened. You don't have to cause a scene. I smiled. This isn't a scene. This is a memory. He crossed his arms. You still like making everything dramatic, huh? No. You always said I was too calm. Too strategic. Remember? He didn't reply. I looked around the table. Just. So we're clear, this is what emotional cowardice looks like. A man who punches down to feel tall. Jake's voice sharpened. You really want to do this here? I didn't do anything. I backed away. But thanks for the reminder. Eva, I hope she's everything you want. And I hope you never let her feel safe. He flinched. I left outside, the cold caught my throat like a hook. I walked 3 blocks before I let myself breathe. Not cry. Not panic. Just breathed out a voice behind me, low, hesitant. Hey, Eva, wait. I turned. One of Jake's friends. Tall, quiet-looking. The only one who hadn't laughed. He stopped a few feet away. That wasn't cool. What he said. I raised an eyebrow. And he shifted. Just wanted to say sorry. I should have said something. Then why didn't you? He looked at his shoes. Didn't know if it was my place. I stared at him. It always is. He nodded, embarrassed. Yeah, you're right. I waited. He offered a hand. I'm Daniel. I didn't take it. Good night, Daniel. He dropped his hand. Right. Take care. I turned again. Walked faster. Felt something crack open inside me. Not anger. Not sadness. Fuel asterisk. I still don't get why you went, Mara said. I didn't know he'd be there. You should have left. I did. After I heard enough. She pressed her lips together. Eva. I didn't cry, I said. She paused. Okay. We sat at my kitchen table. 2 mugs between us. The kind of silence that doesn't need softening. Mara finally asked, what exactly did he say? I looked at the tile behind her head. That I let myself go. That I got fat. That I was lazy. Jesus. And they laughed. She blinked. All of them? All but one. Which one? Does it matter? Maybe. I shrugged. He apologized after. I didn't accept. Mara ran her finger along the rim of her mug. So what now? I wait. For what? For it to stop echoing. She exhaled through her nose. You want to talk about it? No. I want to process it. You're allowed to be mad. I'm not mad. Not yet. She looked at me. That's worse. I sipped my tea. It was cold. That night, I lay on the floor. No music. No lights. Just the replay. His voice in the booth. The easy tone. The lazy mockery. My name wasn't a name. It was a punchline. She let herself go. She used to be hot. Hazard pay. 3 days later, Mara came by again. You eating? Yes. Sleeping? Not well. She leaned against the counter. I went to his Instagram. Mara, I wanted to see his face when he's not sneering. You know what I found? I didn't answer. Selfies. Gym pics. Motivational crap. Discipline over everything. I kept chopping vegetables. Sounds like him. Eva, he's a caricature. I know. She moved closer. And you're letting him live in your head rent-free. No, I said. I'm documenting the damage. She tilted her head. Meaning? Meaning I'm not reacting. I'm recording. That's terrifying. That's strategy. In the shower, I repeated it like a mantra, not broken. Not angry. Not forgotten. Just filed. On day 5, I called in sick. I wasn't. But I needed silence. I sat on the floor again. Laptop open. Notes app I typed. He said I let myself go. Let myself. As if loss of control is a choice. As if survival is surrender. As if softness is shame. Then, they laughed. Not because it was funny. Because it was allowed. Then I stopped. Mara came back that night. She brought wine. You're still not spiraling. Impressive. I told you. I'm studying. Does it help? Yes. She took a sip. So what's the next step? Recalibration. You're terrifying. I smiled. You said that already. No, I mean it. The way you're handling this. It's surgical. It has to be. Why? Because I'm not giving him a story. He doesn't get to say I freaked out. Or cried. Or came unhinged. Mara nodded slowly. And what does he get? I looked her in the eye. Eventually? Consequences. That night, I wrote again. Strategic silence is louder than rage. Control is louder than collapse. I am louder than laughter. Day 7, I woke up calm, not healed. But sharp. Like glass, asterisk asterisk asterisk. I don't want you doing this for him. I'm not. Mara crossed her arms, hip against the studio bar. Then say it again. Without blinking. I'm not doing this for him. She watched me. I didn't blink. All right, she said. Then get on the mat. I stepped forward. Bare feet, tied back hair. The mirror stretched across the wall. I avoided it. You have to look, Mara said. I don't. Yes, you do. I looked. My reflection wasn't tragic. It was honest. A body softened by stillness, not weakness. Not broken. Just paused, not for beauty. I muttered, what? Nothing. Mara adjusted the strap on her ankle. You haven't been in here for 6 months. 7. You're still strong. But your posture's collapsed. Chest caves in. Protective instinct. I know. Where's your notebook? I pulled it from my bag. Spiral bound. Red, you really logging all of it? Everything. She raised a brow. Even the emotional stuff? Especially that. She pointed to the mat. 10 bridges. Slow. Then bird dog. I lay down. I'm not trying to be thin. Didn't say you were. I'm trying to be exact. Mara knelt beside me. You're trying to be dangerous. I lifted, held, lowered. She watched. That's the first honest thing you've said all day. After the session, I stood in front of the mirror again. You see her? Mara asked. I see Data. Good. She's still in there. She never left. She just shut up. Mara leaned in. And now? She's recalculating. She smiled. That's my girl. I nodded. Next week, can we add weight? We can start now. At home, I opened my notebook. Day 1, hips tight. Core disengaged. Mirror tolerance, 2 minutes before breath shallow. Thoughts, clean. Cold. Focused. Weight, irrelevant. Goal, stability. Precision. Visibility. 3 days later, I stood in my bathroom with a stopwatch. Underwear. Sports bra. Bright light, 2 minutes, I whispered. I hit start. My eyes didn't leave the mirror, not for shame. For strategy. You're writing down how long you can look at yourself? Mara asked. Yes. Jesus. Why is that weird? It's clinical. That's the point. She chewed the inside of her cheek. And the goal? Ownership. Not revenge. That comes later. Mara exhaled. You scare me sometimes. I scare myself. She handed me a resistance band. Good. Scary gets shit done. Week 2. Mirror tolerance, 4 minutes. Weight tolerance, 20 pounds. Emotional static, low. Eva. What? Mara dropped into the chair across from me. You're obsessing. No, you log your meals like a forensic accountant. I like clean data. You sleep 4 hours a night. I'm optimizing. You look at your body like it's a battlefield. I paused. Because it is. She leaned in. I want to support you. But not if you're punishing yourself. I'm not. I'm sharpening. Mara lowered her voice. Then what happens when you're done? I closed the notebook. I'll let you know. She watched me a long time. You're not who you were. Good. No, I mean, you're colder. I need to be. Why? Because warmth made me blind. Later that night, I stood in front of the mirror again. Naked this time. No music. No dim lighting, just her. Me back straight. Eyes forward. I didn't flinch. Didn't blink, and I didn't stop the timer. ********. Let's start with your why, Victor said. I don't believe in motivational speeches. He raised an eyebrow. Good. I believe in metrics. We stood in the middle of a quiet training studio, mirrors, racks, rubber flooring. He looked like someone who could throw a truck. I looked like someone who once lived in spreadsheets. Because I did. What's your timeline? He asked. 6 months. Outcome? Functional strength. Visible change. Not skinny. Just undeniable. Victor nodded. You trained before? Years ago. Then I stopped. Why now? I met his eyes. Because precision is power. He grinned. You're going to be fun. Track everything, Victor said. Weight, reps, rest, energy, sleep. I already have a spreadsheet. Macros? I have a food log. Progress photos? I'm taking them weekly. Same lighting. Same clothes. Neutral face. He whistled. You're not messing around. No, he paused. This isn't about aesthetics, is it? No, he looked at me. Good. Because bodies lie. But data doesn't. Sophie was sharper than him. Smaller frame. Steel in her eyes. You have allergies? No, digestive issues? Only with men. She smirked. Fair. We sat at a clean white table. She pulled out her laptop. What's your relationship with food? She asked. Transactional. Explain. I don't celebrate with it. I don't numb with it. I use it. You weigh portions? Yes. Cravings? Controlled. Supplements? I'll take whatever you recommend. She studied me. You're emotionally detached from your intake. I'm focused. Same thing, she muttered. Fine. I'll build you a rotation. You'll batch cook Sundays and Wednesdays. Done. She paused. Eva, you don't need to be perfect. I know. But I think you're trying. To be. No. I'm trying to be effective. By week 2, I had 4 separate tabs: training, meals, sleep, mood. I logged everything: squat depth, water intake, resting heart rate, hours of REM. I became my own analyst. Drop your hips. Victor's voice behind me. Keep the tension. Breathe through the sticking point. The barbell trembled in my hands. Don't bail. I'm not bailing. Then prove it. I exhaled and stood. Muscles screaming. Mind silent. He clapped once. That's it. That's the rep. I wrote it down before I forgot. Your protein's too low, Sophie said. I hit 120 grams today. Still under. You're building. Not coasting. I adjusted the tracker. Noted. She slid a Tupperware across the table. Try this. Salmon, lentils, arugula. I tasted it. Good. She watched me. You always this robotic? No. Just methodical. Anyone ever told you that's exhausting? Yes. And? I'm not here to be liked. She smiled. I'm starting to. Victor adjusted the plate. You could have done 10 more pounds. I don't chase ego. I'm not talking about ego. I'm talking about capacity. I looked up at him. Capacity is earned. He smiled. So earn it. My body changed, but I didn't comment on it. Muscle reappeared. Posture lifted. Grip hardened. I logged it. I measured. I didn't celebrate, that wasn't the point. On week 4, Victor handed me a clipboard. What's this? Assessment. I've already logged everything. This one's different. This one's mental. I read the first question out loud. How do you feel in your body today? Yes. I stared at the paper. Irrelevant. Answer it. I looked at him. I feel capable. That's new, right? I nodded. Yes. He leaned against the wall. You're building something bigger than strength. I handed the clipboard back. I know. The machine wasn't my body. It was the system. I just happened to live inside it. The hostess sat me by the window, sunlight, soft jazz, solitude. I opened my notebook. Coffee, black. Brunch, late. 2 tables over. I heard his laugh, too familiar. Too curated. I looked. Jake. Of course, then her. She was exactly what he'd script. Lean arms, glossy hair, soft makeup, careful smile. She leaned in. Jake, stop. That's not true. He grinned. I swear. I can't make this stuff up. She laughed. High and light. I knew that sound. I used to make it for him, too. Jules. Across from her, raised a brow. Okay, but seriously, what's your secret lately? You've got, like, a glow. Lena flushed. Victor, probably. He's brutal. I stilled. Wait, Victor who? Jules asked. Trainer. Big guy, quiet eyes. Used to compete. He's with Sophie. Jules blinked. That Victor? You're training with him. Twice a week. Jake set it up. Of course he did. He said I should get serious. Not just Pilates or whatever. Jules sipped her mimosa. That's intense. He means well, Lena said, too fast. Jake smiled like he owned her. She's killing it. I closed my notebook. The server returned. Would you like to order? Just the check. Outside. I waited until they passed. Jake didn't see me, but she did, just a glance. Just enough. 2 days later, I stepped into Victor's gym. He looked up from a clipboard. You training today? No. Just checking in. Everything okay? I saw Lena. He straightened. Jake's Lena? She's your new client. He didn't flinch. She signed up last week. Did he send her? He reached out. Said she needed structure. Does she? Victor crossed his arms. She's trying. I nodded once. Keep an eye on her form. Her shoulders collapse under pressure. He studied me. You sure this doesn't mess with your process? No, why? Because I'm better now. He waited. I just didn't expect to see a version of my past life trying on my old voice. Victor leaned on the rack. Want me to drop her? No, why not? Because she hasn't done anything wrong. That night, my phone buzzed, unknown number. Hi. I think I saw you at brunch. I'm Lena. Hope this isn't weird. Just wanted to say hi. Victor said we train at the same place. Small world. I stared at it. Then typed, not weird. Just unexpected. She replied instantly, would love to talk sometime. Girl to girl. No pressure. I paused. Then, okay. Coffee next week. We met on a Wednesday. Neutral ground. She wore beige and smiled too much. Thanks for meeting me, she said. I was curious. Me too. Jake mentioned you once. Only once? She hesitated. He said you were intense. Strategic. Was that a compliment? She blinked. I think so. You think a lot for him. Lena smiled tightly. I do. I sipped my drink. So, you're with Victor now. He's amazing. I was nervous, but it's empowering. Jake suggested him? Yeah. He said I needed consistency. I set down my cup. Does he track your calories, too? Sometimes. He wants me to feel my best. That your phrase or his? Lena looked down. He means well. You said that at brunch. She flushed. You were listening. Hard not to. I didn't mean to sound, you didn't. You sounded familiar. She met my eyes. Do you hate me? No, why? Because I know what you're walking into. She was quiet. Do you still love him? No, then why are we here? Because I don't want to watch another woman disappear just to stay. Lena's lip trembled. He says I'm lucky. He told me I was lucky, too. Right before he said I was a liability. Her voice dropped. He jokes about your body. I know. I didn't laugh. I know that too. She gripped her cup. I don't want to become invisible. Then stop making yourself small. Lena's voice cracked. I thought if I was perfect, he'd stay soft. He never will. She nodded slowly. Victor's training you? I asked. Yeah. Then listen to him. Not Jake. I'm trying. Try harder. Lena breathed in. Do you regret him? I regret staying long enough to be edited. She wiped her eyes. Thank you. For what? For seeing me. I watched her walk away, small shoulders, careful steps, but she looked back, and this time, she didn't smile. *******. Hey, she said, breathless. You're Eva, right? I nodded. I'm Lena. We met for coffee once. I remember. She smiled like it cost her. Mind if I set up next to you? Go ahead. Victor clapped from the front. Circuit today. 10 stations. We're going hard. Lena adjusted her ponytail. I love this stuff. Hate cardio, though. Cardio's not the enemy, I said. Jake says I overdo it. That I should focus on tightening. Jake says a lot of things. She glanced at me. Yeah. We rotated through sets. Push sled. Kettlebell swings. Rows. Her form was clean. Soft where it needed tightening. But committed. Your hips are dropping, I said, mid-rep. Sorry. Don't apologize. Fix it. She did it after Class, she followed me to the lockers. You've been training with Victor longer, right? Yes. He's great. But he doesn't coddle. He respects capacity. She nodded. I'm trying to keep up. You're not here to keep up. You're here to surpass. Lena looked down. I don't know if I can. Then you won't. She leaned against the bench. Can I ask you something? Depends. Why did you stay with him so long? I closed my locker. Because I thought clarity came later. And it didn't? It came the second I stopped asking for it. She was quiet. He doesn't hit. Or yell. He doesn't need to. He's charming. So was poison in the 1800s. Lena laughed once. You're direct. I don't do disclaimers anymore. She exhaled. You make me want to be bolder. Then be. Just like that? No. It takes fire. Over the next few weeks, she showed up, same group sessions. Same row in class. She lifted heavier. Lasted longer. After one particularly brutal set, she collapsed beside me. I almost threw up. You didn't. That's your encouragement? That's your metric. She grinned. You're tough. You're not fragile. I thought I was. You're not. She texted me one night. Do you ever miss him? I typed, no. I miss. Who I thought I was with him, what does that mean? She wrote back. He mirrored me until I disappeared. No reply. Just dots. Then nothing. The next session, she didn't speak at first, then mid-deadlift, she said, I told him I wanted space. From him? She nodded. What did he say? That I was being dramatic. That you'd gotten in my head. Did I? No. I just found my own voice and stopped apologizing for it. I handed her the chalk. That'll piss him off more than anything. She tightened her grip. I hope it does. After class, we sat on the curb. Sweaty. Spent. He still texts. She said, he will. What do I do? Don't respond. Or do. But not with softness. She looked over. I don't want to hurt him. He never worried about hurting you. Lena nodded. Then I guess we're even. No, I said. We're ahead. She smiled. Thanks, Eva. For what? For not needing to like me to support me. I stood. I don't need to like you. I need to respect you. And do you? I looked her in the eye. I'm getting there. Don't judge the order, Lena said, setting her tray down. I know smoothies aren't real meals. I didn't say anything. She glanced at mine. Yours has spinach. Of course it does. I sipped it. And flax. Be impressed. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Something's wrong, I said. I'm fine. Lena. She tore a napkin in half. He told me to stop eating bread. I paused. Recently? Last week. Said it was unflattering on my frame. His exact words. I kept my face still. And you listened? I said I'd cut back. Then I cried in the car. My jaw tensed. She kept going. He pinched my waist when I was getting dressed. Said he was helping me notice what I ignore. I didn't speak. He laughed after. Called it tough love. I watched her shred the rest of the napkin. That's not love. I know. Then why are you still there? Lena's voice dropped. Because it's familiar. Meaning? My mom. She used to poke my stomach when I was 12. Said, boys don't like dough. I leaned forward. Your mother was wrong. And so is he. I thought maybe. I was just being sensitive. You're not. She nodded. I've been sleeping at my sister's. Haven't told him yet. Why not? Because I'm scared of what comes after. I sat back. Let me guess. He said his last ex was lazy? Her eyes lifted. Yes. Did he say my name? She hesitated. Yeah, once. He said you gave up on yourself. That it made him feel alone. I exhaled through my nose. I worked a 70-hour week that month. He played FIFA in a hoodie. Lena gave a dry laugh. He always says he carried the relationship. He carried nothing. He says you never took care of yourself. Because I stopped doing it for him. She looked away. I reached across the table. You need to leave. She blinked hard. I know. You need to say it to him. Out loud. No apology. I can't. You can. What if he twists it? He will. What if I fall for it? Then you'll call me. Lena stared at her smoothie. He used to be so sweet. So did heroin. She let out a sharp breath. God, I hate that I still want his approval. You were trained to. She nodded. He makes me question everything. That's not power. That's manipulation. She wiped under her eyes. He said I wasn't as focused as you. That I wasn't mentally tough. He wants you to compete with a woman he broke. Lena froze. I'm sorry. Don't be. That's not on you. She whispered, you don't even look angry. I am. But I won't waste the heat. Lena's voice cracked. Do you think he ever loved me? No. I think he loved control. And your softness gave him room to stretch. I want to be angry. You will be. Then you'll be free. She sat still. And what about after? You rebuild. Strategically. Lena took a long breath. Will you help me? Yes. You don't even know me. I don't. Have to. I've been you. We left in silence. But I walked slower, so she wouldn't have to follow. Your contract was designed to bury you, Amina said. I know. She flipped another page. Her nails were short, unpainted. Efficient, but they didn't erase you. They just hoped you'd stay quiet. I did. For too long. You co-wrote the original pitch deck? Yes. Filed under your personal email? Until he made me switch. Did you keep copies? All of them. Amina's brow lifted. You planned ahead. I was already halfway out. She nodded once. Tell me about the prototype. I built the user logic. He called it messy. Then used it. You have timestamped versions? Yes. In cloud backups. With revision histories. Good. She tapped her pen against the contract. This NDA is riddled with ambiguity. You weren't a contractor. You weren't compensated. You weren't even acknowledged. I wasn't supposed to be. Classic power play. Classic Jake. Amina looked at me directly. You ready for the blowback? This isn't war. No. It's exposure. I'm not burning him. I'm just turning on the lights. 2 days later, she emailed. Me.subject, document package, confirmed grounds Eva, we've confirmed IP theft via 3 distinct deliverables. You are legally entitled to attribution and compensation. Based on precedent, the exposure risk to his company is high. If you're ready, we proceed. Amina I replied with one word, proceed. I sent the letter this morning, she said over the phone. Did he respond? Not yet. But his head of legal read it 12 minutes after receipt. Fast. Scared. By day 3, I got the text, Jake, why are you doing this? I didn't answer. 3 minutes later, Jake, you're overreacting. We both know this isn't what it looks like. I blocked his number. Amina called. He's panicking. Good. Wants to settle quietly. I'm not after money. Then what? Transparency. Let them publish a statement. Attribute my work. Admit the partnership. That's surgical. Not revenge. Just record correction. Amina's tone warmed, just slightly. You'd make a terrifying lawyer. Too much emotion. No. Just enough. On Monday, I met her downtown. Glass offices. Quiet confidence. You're going to see the statement before it goes public, she said. Non-negotiable. I trust you. Amina slid a document across the table. I read, in recognition of early foundational contributions, we formally acknowledge Eva Tran as a strategic co-architect of our launch framework and original prototype structure. I read it twice. They'll hate this, I said. They already do. That evening, Jake emailed me personally. Subject, so this is who you are now. No greeting. No apology. Just, you really had to make this public? I deleted it. Amina sent a final note, settlement complete. Statement scheduled. All tied. I replied, thank you. She wrote back, you're welcome. And by the way, you won. I stared at the screen. No gloating. No fireworks. Just the quiet weight of truth settling where it always belonged. Asterisk. Chose the table near the planter, 2 rows back, perfect angle. Not hidden. Not obvious. Jake sat with his usual circle. Business casual arrogance. Laughing too hard at something his CTO said. I stirred my tea. Waited, his phone buzzed. Just once. He glanced. Paused. Blinked. Unlocked the screen, then I watched it happen. Smile, gone. Posture, stiff. Fork lowered. He leaned back in his chair, staring down like gravity had shifted. The CTO asked something. Jake didn't answer. He tapped the screen again. Checked his email twice, as if the content might change. It didn't. He looked up. Eyes scanning the room, they didn't land on me, yet. I took a sip of tea. His phone buzzed again. He stood abruptly. Back in 5, he muttered. The others barely noticed. I stood, too. Slowly. Walked past his table toward the hallway. Just as he turned the corner to the restroom. He saw me, stopped walking. Eva? I tilted my head. He moved closer. What the hell did you do? I smiled. You got the email. You blindsided me. No. I gave you time. You ignored it. You went public? I went legal. His voice dropped. You're trying to ruin me. No. I'm correcting the record. That was years ago. Why now? Because silence isn't noble. It's strategic. Jake's jaw clenched. You think this makes you powerful? No. It makes me accurate. He scoffed. You always needed to win. No. I needed to be seen. You mistook that for ambition. You're just bitter. And you're just exposed. He stepped closer. You included the prototypes. They were mine. You signed an NDA. Written to erase me. And poorly. Jake lowered his voice. Do you have any idea what this does to the company? Stabilizes the truth. You could have called me. I did. Years ago. When you still pretended I mattered. This is a mistake. No. This is documented. He stared at me. You're not who I remember. I held his gaze. I was never who you saw. He laughed once, bitter. This isn't over. For you, maybe not. And for you? I leaned in. It just began. He stood frozen. I walked past him, heels echoing down the hall, behind me. His silence roared louder than any threat. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Did you hear about the statement? Rena leaned in like we were conspirators. Her perfume was sharp, something citrus and knowing. I heard, I said, everyone's whispering. It's wild. Nobody saw it coming. They weren't looking. She sipped her drink. He's unraveling. Jake? Yep. Walked into the boardroom like a wet matchstick. I thought someone had died. Something did. She raised her brow. You always this calm when you win? I'm not done yet. Rena grinned. Well, keep shaking trees. The fruit's falling fast. 3 days later, Lena called. I almost didn't pick up. She didn't say hello. He told Jules I have vanity muscles. That my upper body looks like a swimmer's dad. Silence. I only found out because she thought I already knew. I didn't. Her voice cracked. He makes fun of how I run. Of my knees. My laugh. More silence, and apparently I try to sound smarter when Eva's around. That I mimic you. I sat down. Did he say that exactly? He said I pretend to think deeper thoughts now. Of course he did. Lena sniffed. Why didn't you warn me harder? Would you have listened? No. Then there's your answer. She exhaled, shaky. He made me feel like I was finally enough. And now? I feel stupid. You're not. I feel erased. That's his specialty. I kept thinking, if I could just be lighter, quieter, more grateful. He'd still deconstruct you. She was quiet for a long time. I'm humiliated. I understand. I know you do. That's the worst part. No. That's the shared part. Lena let out a brittle laugh. People are starting to talk. His friends. His co-founders. They're late. They're cowards. Or complicit. I think I hate him. I stayed silent. I thought hating him would feel louder. It gets louder later. Right now it just feels like fog. Lena whispered, why did he pick us? Because we had open doors. And he walked in like he built the house. Do you think he'll ever apologize? No, I want him to hurt. He already is. But you won't see it. Not the real part. She exhaled again. I don't know who I am without him. You're who you were before he made you small. What if I don't know her? Then meet her. She was quiet. I don't want him in my head anymore, she said, then stopped giving him mirrors. God. I feel raw. That's what truth feels like at first. Lena said, I'm not calling him back. Good. I deleted the pictures. Better. I'm blocking his sister next. Excellent. She laughed again. Clearer this time, thank you, she said, I didn't do it for you. I know. That's why it means more. I hung up. Set the phone down. Outside, wind pressed against the window like a warning. But I'd already heard everything it had to say. Up, Victor said. Stay tight. The steel bent but didn't break. Lock it. Lock it, yes. That's it. I stood straight. Breath held. Weight still. 280 pounds. My body. My rules. Victor grinned. You know what that is? I nodded. Double. He clapped. Hell of a thing, Eva. I let the bar down, slow and clean. Lena wasn't there to see it. Her mat was empty. She hadn't shown up in 3 weeks. I didn't ask. I found Dahlia crying in her car. She wasn't my client yet. Just a name on the intake list. One I almost passed over, but something told me to knock. She rolled down the window, eyes red. You okay? She nodded. I'm fine. You're not. I thought I could do this. You can. I haven't moved in 6 months. Not unless I had to. Then today's the reset. I'm embarrassed. You showed up. That's more than most. She looked away. I used to run marathons. Then we'll walk before we fly. She sniffed. You're Eva? I am. You trained with Victor? I still do. And now you do this? I help women remember who they were before someone told them to shrink. She stared at me like I'd slapped her awake. I'd like that, she said quietly. Remembering. Week 1, Dahlia barely made it through warm-ups. Breathe, I said. Let the failure happen here. That's what this room is for. She collapsed onto the mat. I used to be so sharp. You still are. Not at work. Not at home. I forget things. That's not weakness. That's overload. I feel like a shell. I crouched beside her. Then we'll rebuild from the inside. Week 3, she held a plank for 45 seconds. I almost threw up, she said. I handed her a towel. Then you did it right. You don't give praise easily, do you? No, why? Because the world overpraises women for surviving. She breathed out hard. Damn. By week 6, she deadlifted 80 pounds. Eva, she said, shaking slightly, I haven't felt this capable in years. That's not your body. That's your mind. I want more. You'll get it. Victor watched one of our sessions from the back wall. You're good, he said afterward. I know. She listens to you. I speak her language. What is it? Clarity. Victor crossed his arms. What are you building, Eva? Blueprints for recovery. He smiled. Keep going. I got 3 more referrals the next week. All from Dahlia. Quiet women. Broken women. Smart women. They didn't want motivation. They wanted permission. They didn't need cheering. They needed strategy. I printed a small card. Black ink. White stock. Eva Tran, strategic bodywork, emotional rebuild, private clients only, no website. No slogan. Just proof. I didn't sell strength. I sold return. ******. Cleo greeted me with both hands and a kiss to the cheek. You look lethal, she whispered. That dress is illegal. Only in quiet states, I said. She laughed, eyes scanning the room. Your ex is here. I know. And the other one? The girlfriend. She's not mine. Cleo smirked. You okay with it? I'm past it. She leaned in. That's power. I didn't ask for it. But you wear it well. The gallery pulsed with soft light and sharper voices. White wine. White walls. White teeth. I moved through the space like a current. Come. Measured. Jake stood near a large canvas, muted colors, loud price. He hadn't aged. But his posture had. He saw me, and looked away. Good. Lena passed me near the sculpture room. Emerald. Dress. Hair pinned tight. She didn't speak, neither did I. But her eyes flicked once, brief contact. Then gone. Cleo circled back. You're collecting stares. I'm not holding a net. Jake hasn't looked up in 10 minutes. Then he learned something. She studied me. You always this composed? No. Just tonight. She held up a glass. To endings. To clarity. We clinked. Mine stayed full. I stepped onto the balcony for air. The night was velvet, thick and forgiving. Eva? I didn't turn. Jake stopped a few feet away. You look different. I am. He shifted. This is a surprise. You were warned. He let out a weak laugh. You're still sharp. No. I'm precise. Jake glanced at the door. I didn't know you'd be here. I'm a friend of the gallery. Of Cleo? She calls me her favorite strategist. He smiled, brittle. You always land on your feet. I don't land. I build new floors. Jake swallowed. About everything that happened, I don't need it. Don't need what? The apology you're rehearsing. He was silent. I turned toward him. I'm not angry anymore. Then what are you? Untethered. He stepped closer. You look incredible. I look like myself. He blinked. Eva, no, I said. You don't get to say my name like it still belongs to you. He stared at me, speechless. I walked past him without pause. Inside, Cleo met me near the corner piece. All good. Resolved. She tilted her head. You ever tell him off? I didn't have to. Why not? Because indifference is louder than rage. Cleo grinned. Remind me never to cross you. Don't give me a reason. She laughed again, and for the first time in a very long time, I laughed with her.